Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Nous accueillons Mark Trotman. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are welcoming Mark Trotman, ingénieur chez Microsoft qui est de Strasbourg, engineer at Microsoft, living in Strasbourg, who will be talking to us about AI this afternoon. Il vient nous parler de l'IA et de l'utilisation qu'on peut en faire dans les activités de paddle, dans les sports de pagaie. Talking about AI in general and the use we can make out of it in paddle sports. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you very much.
I can see that the translation is automatic.
The translation is used to work correctly. Don't know if you're a French speaker and you can check if it's correct what I said. Let's give confidence to the technology.
Mark, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot. Yes, so as said, I'm Mark Trotman. I'm working by Microsoft. That's why there is Microsoft at the top of the slide. I'm working on what's called AI business solution by Microsoft. So that will cover everything regarding AI and generative AI. The aim today is to explain you what is AI, what is the history of the AI, and in particular what generative AI can be, how generative AI can be used by your company. So maybe it will be some kind of courses regarding that point. But if you have any question, feel free to address them. I will start by a little bit of history. A brief history of AI. Don't know if you know when we were starting to talk about AI in the history. It's before ChatGPT. Just a clue. In fact, the origin of the AI is around the 50s. In a conference in Dartmouth, that is usually what we call the start of the AI in the world. And what is AI is, the aim of the AI is creating intelligent machine that will replace or surpass human intelligence. We will see that we have sometimes to address this point, but okay. This use case, the basic use case we will have with this original AI about expert systems, automation, shape recognition, natural language processing in games, in video games, where we used to address the original algorithm that are implemented in AI. After that, we have a second part inside the AI that is called machine learning. Maybe you've heard this terminology. We talked about big data and so on, so we will talk about machine learning. This subset of the AI is here to manipulate data, in fact, to analyze data. And in the use case we'll have, in that case, we have speech recognition, computer vision, classification, predictive analysis, fraud detection in bank in particular. So this is a subset of the AI. Then we have another part of the AI around in the beginning of the 2000 years. It's a deep learning. Did you heard about deep learning? Deep learning is the first part of the AI that will mimic the brain. That's what we talk about neuronal networks in that case. And in this use case, we will have some more advanced use case in medical analysis, autonomous vehicle, machine translation, facial recognition, sentiment analysis. This requires many power, many data, and it's the last part of the AI that we are usually talking about. And the real last one that we are discussing around the last 2 or 3 years, because of ChatGPT in particular, is generative AI. I will use AI to generate content, to generate things. We will see that later. And in that case, it's the first, I would say, the point at which the AI has been democratized around the world because of ChatGPT. If we make a little bit of history, I provide here some technology that are been launched in the history, so mobile phone, internet, Facebook, and the time that are mentioned here are the time that it had been requested to reach 1 million users. So to have 1 million users in mobile phone, it took 16 years. For 1 million users in internet, 7 years. For Facebook, 4.5. And for ChatGPT, 3 months. So that indicates that it's a real transformation. It's a real transformation in the company, in the world. I'm working at Microsoft, so if you don't have any figures from Council Cabinet expertise company, it won't be any slide from Microsoft. But in 2025, if a company launch an application on a computer, if this application has no AI, this application will not be useful for anybody. So that's a real fact. So if we go to the generative AI, in particular in the company, because you are all in different companies, some figures that, mentioning that usually executive CIO in company have the strong beliefs that AI will be useful for their company, even in France. Usually in French, we are still waiting that other company will address that in innovation. But even in France, it's also the case. And we'll see about Copilot in Microsoft. Who knows Copilot? Thanks. Users that use Copilot at 70% are more productive in their day-to-day activity using GenAI, and we will talk about that later on. I will go very quickly on that, because you have, with the AI and the way you are interacting with a computer or with the AI in general, there is several ways in which you can interact by voice, by gesture, by video. There are many ways to interact. I will go very quickly on that. Even of the data you are manipulating. Before we were manipulating data around paper. After we have a table. Then we have images, video, and so on. So we have the global potential of information that is generate. The objective of the GenAI is to be able to interact and to mimic all the cognitive function we have as a human. Vision, voice, language, all that will be able to be used by the AI, and by, in fact, the generative AI. The goal of the AI is just you provide something and you get a response. So the AI will understand what you said or what you provide and give you a response. If you are working with ChatGPT, I assume that at least one time you have used ChatGPT? Yes. Okay. So you probably know that when you are entering something with ChatGPT, it's called a prompt. Okay? The result is a completion. Usually this one is not very known. When you are using AI, in fact, there are several components that you are using. You are as a user, you're entering information. You have in the middle an orchestrator. I will say that later. Orchestrator like in music. And you have some assistant. I will say we'll go back later regarding this term of assistant because we will talk about agent at the end regarding that. I will go very quickly on that. How it works, I would say, on the engine. In fact, so just to give you a visibility of what happens when you are entering some requests to the AI. If a user and I enter a request, will my Elite Eco sleeping bag work for my trip to Patagonia next month? It's a very question that we will able to respond. At the end, we assume that we want to have a response, yes, no, maybe, and so on. So this is the first case that you can imagine if you are in new context with a kayak or so on, and you can also imagine having something else. The orchestrator in the middle will analyze what you said and say, okay, I'm talking about a sleeping bag. I will say that I will go in Patagonia. Is suitable for me to have this sleep bag in Patagonia. So the system automatically detects that he needs to search the weather history in Patagonia. So in fact, it's regarding what is the context of the request you've provided to be able to provide you the response by saying, yes, your Elite bag is rated for 21.6 Fahrenheit, so it's lower for the average temperature of the Patagonia in September. So by a single request, you have an analysis of the intent of what you are mentioning, and detection of what has been identified, and give you a response according to that. Usually, if you go to in Google, and if you are using a web search, classic, you won't have this kind of information because the orchestrator in the middle will not detect that, okay, Patagonia, sleeping bag, I need to know the temperature, where do I find the temperature, and give me the result based on the temperature I get from the weather website and so on. This is the job, in fact, of the orchestrator in the middle. I will go very quickly on this side. Maybe this slide could be provided at the end, you think? Yeah? Okay. I don't move anymore. In that case, is just to illustrate the way you are communicating with AI. Before I've just entered one single sentences on my prompt, but here I will say, okay, I have my intent, my input. I will say what I expect from the system, and where are the source of the data I want my request be looking for the information. So that means it's in yellow. I provide some source, what we call RAG, but okay. And in that case, I will have an answer based on a single question based on the result I have. I will show you later a demonstration regarding what I've done with a website of the event, in fact, and I create something. I will cross the finger to and hope that it will work. when we are talking about generative AI, in fact, there is no one single generative AI, because the generative AI will depend your expectation, what you want to provide as a result. We have generative AI that are based on language. Well, we have generative AI that are able to generate images. We have generative AI that are able to generate sound, music. We have generative AI that are able to generate video or able to code informatic and computer program. I put here some example. ChatGPT is a real well-known model and tool to use based on the language. And I have provided you some other model. Maybe I don't know if you know some of them, but you will be able to look at them. So each model, in fact, you cannot use DALL-E to provide language content. You cannot use Music Gen to generate video or Adobe Firewall to generate image. Each model has its specificity. That's why in the introduction I say the AI will replace the human brain. You see that, okay, it will replace a small part of the human brain, but not the human brain at a whole. Just for information, I provide you some application that could be useful. This one are the applications that are really used by people on mobile, on our website. So, okay, the source is a website. So maybe you will have that ChatGPT is the top used on website or on mobile. And maybe if you are using other tool, you will probably find this the one you are using. When you are using generative AI, we could classify, in fact, the use case we will have into several parts. The aim of the generative AI is to provide you content, to help you to generate content. This content could be helpful in the domain of creation and writing by provide you some content, help you to think about some many ideas on concept of if you want to be trained on something, you can ask the AI to generate something. I don't use AI to generate my complete set of slides, but I used AI to translate the slide from language to the other. So you have several parts: creation and writing, analysis and structuring. So that means if you have a set of data, for example, a bunch of Excel files with many data, you can use AI to help you analyze what you have as information within your Excel file. So these are generic use case. For example, if you want to, before I was mentioning in the history of AI. That AI is able to perform sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis. That's when you have a comment on your website or on your Facebook pages or so on, to be able to automatically detect that the intent of the guy who provide this comment is a negative comment or a positive comment. Because as you on your job is the best thing is to react immediately to a negative comment. So in that case, you can have some automatic process that will analyze each comment that are provided on your web page and launch and trigger an action, a specific action you have to do on your site. In a company, in fact, we can. I've spoke about Excel analysis, I've spoke about image generation, I've spoke to sentiment analysis. That means that in a company, everybody is concerned. No matter if I am in the direction, HR service, operation, sales, marketing, finance, everybody can find something useful by using AI. And if I translate this generic use case with use case in business for creation and writing, we can imagine writing an email, creating a presentation, make a meeting report. Make a meeting report, that's if this session is recorded, in fact, if I provide to the AI the record of this presentation, I will have the summary of what has been said during the summary, without having to watch all the whole video. For the analysis and the structuring, it could be summarizing a document or summarizing a video, summarizing an email thread. If you are in your mailbox, you can also use it for that. Prioritize your activity. That means you have a bunch of activities, you receive plenty of mail, you can say to the AI, okay, I get some information from different sources, help me to identify what are my priority tasks I have to do. For support interaction, translate a message, translate a presentation, improve or correct a message. You are writing an email. You use AI to write an email. You can continue to add some new idea on your email, and you say, okay, I know the guy on the other side. If I am too friendly with him, I know that he will not accept my email. I need to be more formal, so I can take I can say to the AI, rewrite my email by using a tone that is more formal than the one I usually mention, without having to work a lot on that. The part of automation development is if you want to automate some specific tasks, but that is more in a more complex activity. Are you using either ChatGPT or so on in your day-to-day activity? Yeah? No? Yes? Okay. Maybe for what? To find information? Okay. But to find ideas, okay. Yeah, to find ideas.
Mark, I've got a question about the slide before.
Yeah.
All these actions that the AI can do.
Yeah.
You showed us a list of applications. So there is like 2 or 3 applications per action. Is that how it works?
Yeah, if you are using, that's why I mentioned at the beginning, but when I say there is no one generative AI, there is several generative AI, because the model are specific to a specific task. After that, you have some software editor that provide you some application that will allows you to do the same, all these activity within the same interface. I'm not here to make an advertise about Microsoft, but typically Copilot is the aim of the application, is to be able to have a central point, and no matter I want to write an email, no matter I want to generate a presentation, I want to generate an image, I will generate a video, I would say I have a single entry point. Otherwise, I need to go to ChatGPT for one activity. I need to go to another tool to perform another activity, and so on. And you have no integration between the activities you are using. And finally, you need to know that you need to go to a specific tool to perform your activity. So in terms of productivity, of personal productivity, it could be a lack of performance, in fact. The challenge when you are using AI, and I will not cover everything, the first one is this one. Ethical and responsible AI. I provide some data to the AI. I want the AI to perform some information based on some references, based on files I give, some website, and so on. What will the AI do with the data I will provide? So this is a point that is really important. We will spoke a little bit about technique, and there is also a big part within company that is regarding the human and organization. Because from many years, we're used to work with website, not we work with AI. And the way to work with AI is not the same than the way we are working with website or we are working without computer, in fact. So it requires some change and change management within some company. If you are a small company, so I assume almost the company here are a small company, it will be easier to change, but it's a change. And you cannot say, okay, I will use AI and okay, and that's it. No, you need to understand that it's you need to change your behavior in your day-to-day activity. Just to focus on the ethical and responsible AI within a company in particular. When you provide information to AI, it's important that the result you get is based on the data you are allowing to have the information from. In a company, if you make a request, what is the salary of my boss, you should not get the information about that. And the AI should be based on that and should respect this security of access. Also on compliance and conformity for example, GDPR constraints or for regulation constraints and so on, AI should also be able to respect this consideration. Privacy, of course. Your data, if it's personal data, you don't want to share this information with people within this company. But that's the first part. But there is another part regarding AI. It's responsible AI. And by responsible AI, I mentioned the fact that we need to respect equity. You need to respect reliability, confidentiality, inclusion, transparency, and responsibility. Why it's important? Because by using AI, you will have some what we call bias. In fact, you will. If I will show you an example after by generating an image with the AI. At the beginning of the generative AI, in fact, if you are asking, for example, that generate me an image of a manager within a company, 99% of the time it will generate a man. Because it's most of the data we have today on internet and so on manager are men. And since the model are trained based on historical data, on data that exists on the internet, but statistically, the probability that a manager is a man is really high. So the AI will generate you this kind as a main. And there are many example on that. Do you want to know how it works on the engine or not? Okay. So you are a user. When you are entering for AI, you are using an application and you are entering a prompt. We will see after that there is no other way regarding that. This application can be a web application, mobile apps, and apps you have on your computer. It could be any way way that you have to enter information. It could be entering information by text or entering information by voice. When you are interacting with your phone, you can directly interact without typing on the keyboard. You can just be able to ask. So this is a bunch of applications that you will have from Google or Microsoft. The application on which you are working could be ChatGPT, could be Copilot, could be Gemini, could be any of the application I show you in your previous slide. This prompt, in fact, will query what we call the model. And this model is really specific about the task you want to perform. If you want to generate image, as I said before, it's not the same model that if you want to perform to generate an email. So you have many model. Sorry, and you've heard about OpenAI. You heard the term of OpenAI or not? Yeah, OpenAI owned ChatGPT, in fact. But there are also French company called Mistral, and you have many model. In fact, I have just a sample here. If you want to check, you have model from different companies. You have model from Meta, from Facebook, Mistral, and the list is 1,000 model that can be used. And so we won't ask you to understand which are the model to use. You use the application, and that's it. In fact, when you are using ChatGPT, it used until September a model that is called GPT-4o, and in beginning of September, it used GPT-5. Okay, you don't have to know that this is a stuff for people from technician, I would say, but in fact, the ChatGPT has changed the way the model that is used beside. The model is trained on data. This data could be from anywhere, from web sources, could be internally, could be depending on what you provide. So it could be in Google Workspace, in the web, in business application you have on your specific database you have on your site. Could be Excel files, it could be anything. And of course, to run on that, you need to have some infrastructure on that, and this infrastructure could be this is what we call the data center. So Azure, Google, AWS. So there are many providers that will perform that. So an application, the prompt via the application will use a model. The model has been trained on data, or you can add some specific data, and it runs on the infrastructure. But it's not it's not finished, because the way you are working, it could add you some competency, so skills. I'm able to generate image from I would say just generate image, I would say, or generate video or provide a video. And I know I will just pass on the competence because otherwise I'm sure I will lost you. This is underneath what's happened. This is a simplified schema. Just to there are many other schema that can be used, but what is interesting is that you have your prompt based use a model. This model has been trained on specific data, and this data can be, you can add some data coming from your own data to add some knowledge on your environment. If I go just to illustrate all this thing, I will talk about I will illustrate it by using Copilot, in fact. So I will just go, okay. On the previous schema, say a user need to enter a prompt within an app. In fact, here I am a user, I'm using a prompt within an application that is called Copilot. And I will change, I will show you. What Copilot looks like. So I am in Copilot. If you are using ChatGPT, probably you say, no, it's ChatGPT. No, it's Copilot. I won't say anything about the way that the UI is designed. Here I can enter my prompt, basically, and so I will generate, like ChatGPT, a type of request. I get an answer. What I would want to show you is the create menu. If I go to the create menu, if the gut of the network are with me, okay. Okay, I am on the sample images I've generated before. I will just show you. Yeah, this is the real starting point on the create menu, I say. In that case, I have the opportunity to generate an image, to create a video, design an infographic, design a poster, design a story, edit an image, and many other things. Edit a document, create a banner, create a presentation. And in that case, that could be useful in your case, in your company, because when you need to provide something, you will be able to have a single interface to go to create something on that. I try to here. The prompt I say was to say generate an image that is of a group of persons on a paddle in the mountain. That's all. Okay. So I have. If we take a look carefully, we will see that it's been AI generated, but could be realistic, I would say. What's interesting, if I have this image, I can say, remove the snow on the mountain. So I just ask originally I asked the system generate me an image of a group of persons of a paddle on a mountain. You say, okay, mountain, usually there is snow on the mountain, so I put snow on the mountain. No, I want to have an image without the snow on the mountain. And that's the moment who everybody should have to cross the finger. Always risky to perform demo in live. Oh. the fact regarding that is the way you will get the image. Because when we didn't have the AI, we will go on the internet to find in a photo bank to find the image. The image, no, it's not the good, and so on. Here, I just described which kind of image I wanted, as I could ask to someone in my company that is a photographer or designer and so on, and provided this image. Here, I'm in a conversational mode with the system. I ask the system to generate an image. The first draft of the image is not suitable for my thing. I can just by saying, okay, take your image and remove this, add this, specify this. And when you are using, when you are building flyers on communication support for your company, this could be really useful because you won't have to get to a designer or so on. You can generate your image by yourself. I put this sample by generating an image, but you can also generate a video on that. So that's
Marc,
yeah.
who does the image belong to? Si je veux l'utiliser pour ma société, if I want to use it for my company, who does the image belong to?
Yeah. The image, in fact, and that's why I talk about the responsible AI, because the tool that I using image, there is two things to know. First, the model has been trained based on many thousands of images. These images should have the correct copyright. It's not the case for all the models that are using. If you are regarding the news today, you see that some provider of solution had trained images based on image where you have copyright, and they abuse, in fact, the usage of this image. That's the first part. And the second part, this image belongs to you, in fact, and there are many discussions to provide the information saying that this image has been generated by AI. You cannot say, okay, I use this image, but you say that this image has been generated by AI. So this image can be but you say it has been generated by AI. It's at this time it's really it's a really important point. That's why I'm mentioning the responsible AI. But you need to take care of the tool you are using to generate your image. So I will not go deeper on the different options you will have, but just here, if I go back here, you can see you can create. If I create a video, I can just have to say, okay, create me a video about about this conference, and I will have a video explaining me what the conference of AI is about, and I will have a video based on the trained data you will have. So that could be a way to generate information. I can, if I provide here my PowerPoint of the presentation, I could say to the AI, take this PowerPoint and generate a video based on this PowerPoint. And you will have a video, and you will have, after that, something that it could be more suitable to consume by you. How many time do we have? I will stay in a demo mode. In fact, I have many other things to say, but I will stay in a demo mode. Not only because I prepare the demo, but maybe it will be more interesting for you. I have created here you have something that is called notebook. Is someone using notebook LLM? No, okay. Notebook. When I was explaining how you are interacting with generative AI, I always tell you, you get a prompt and you got a response. You remember I was speaking about an orchestrator later on, saying that this orchestrator will do many things, and this orchestrator can run some assistant. This assistant, we will collapse that and saying that could be an agent. I have created a single, what we can call an agent, but it's not really an agent. I create a notebook that I call Paddle Sport. And this notebook, in fact, is just a small agent that say, okay, I allow you to ask me some question about information I have in a set of documents. The set of documents is the document I've mentioned here. Here I have a Word document that is called Listing Paddle Sport with Glow. I will explain you why this name after that. You will understand where this Word document came from. And here, if I ask list, okay, list the paddle sport. It will not go to the internet, it will not go anywhere, it will just go in my document I provide, and it will provide the result of the information that are inside my document. So in your company, if you are managing set of document on your document, in your company, if you are managing several documents, you can provide all these documents into a single place and create some kind of agent where you can use query to get information that are inside this document. And the way the things are provided is really, it's well presented. So I have here the water-based paddle sport, and I have also a court and racket paddle sport. I think it's the same thing. It's not the purpose of this exhibition. In fact, yeah. But these are the information I get from my Word document. My Word document, I will just show you the way I generate this document, because I have used one other agent that is called researcher here. And this agent, the only thing I ask to this agent is saying that. I want to list all paddle sports that exist for each of them, a brief description of the number of people that do these sports in the world with specific statistics per country. If you feel there are some other information to provide, feel free to ask. This agent, because researcher is an agent, will take my prompt and will start to reason on my prompt. So you see here, he start to explain me that I'm looking for a list of paddle sport. He asked me some question because he wants to search for information, but he doesn't know if it's a recreational paddle sport like kayaking, or if I want to include also competitive paddle sport. Should I focus to the most recent participation statistic available, or include the historic strength? So he asked me some question. So I'm still in a conversation mode with the agent. So I will just say, okay, go ahead. and he will start to reason. It takes some time because it will go to the internet, he will gather information. Like if you have someone in your company, when you ask, can you make some research based on this subject because I want to have a concrete view of what happened. So you will see here, the model is reasoning. Here I have all the activity my model is doing. Beginning research, gathering information, considering paddle sport, weighting rafting inclusion, gathering global start, and so on and so on. Classify paddle sport, and so on. And it will, at the end, generate a content, and this content is global, this one I had. Because I launched this request because it takes around 10 minutes. So we won't have time to take 10 minutes, but this is the document as it has been provided by the researcher model. So if I go here, I have many detailed information regarding, after that we need to check if the data are correct, but each time you have always the reference to the source of the information, and could be interesting to have a look on that. I don't know if you are aware of the recreational kayaking participant in the US. I don't know if the number are correct, but you have the information directly providing into a table that is correctly formatted and that you can reuse. And the document you've seen before was just this document. So in fact, I've used AI from end to end by starting to identify all the paddle sport that we have, generate a document, and built an agent. In fact, of this document, I am able to query. So it took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because the agent ran for 10 minutes. We can have a look of what he's doing behind. So he's still working on that. I hope we will have the result at the end, and we will have probably something that is close to what we expect. This could be also useful if you want to open a new store somewhere and you want to make an analysis of what happens in this geography, what is the potential number of users you can have, and so on. You can use some agent instead of Googling everything on the internet. You can let the agent work on that and get some information regarding that. I've many other things to provide, but maybe it will be interesting to have some Q&A session if you have some specific question or point to address.
Hello. First of all, congratulations. It's very interesting, this presentation. My name is Stefanos. I'm from Greece. I have a small sea kayak company there. So my question is how all these things can help my company. This is the first question. And the second is that, in your opinion, what is the future of AI? What is next?
That's a good point, because it's just a slide I don't want to show you, but I will show you this slide to show you what is the future. Now, for the first question regarding how it can be useful, basically for all back office activity you will have in your company when you are managing data, when you are producing figures, analysis, sales, when you want to build some communication support, generate image, build flyers, get trends from your website, and so on. AI is very suitable more for a small company, because the expertise you will need to perform this action as a small company, usually you need to go outside the company to find a consultant, another company, a partner, and so on. With AI, you could have people just the time of the request on your company. You see the researcher I have here, I put in on a small figure, but if I put the same request, what is generative AI, explain me the way generative AI work, you will have a document. This document, after that I say, okay, and understand, generate me a PowerPoint presentation on this document, and based on this presentation, generate me a video. And in that case, I don't have to come here for this session. But it took you, I would say, 1 hour to do everything. Regarding the question about what is the future, I will share you usually we say that we are in the season 2 of generating AI. It's like Netflix, where season 1 was the beginning of ChatGPT. Now we are in the season 2. In fact, the season 2 of the AI is based on what I called agent before, or assistant. The way you are working and all the demo I've made until now are based by using, okay, I'm a single person and I have an assistant, I have my Copilot application, and I ask my Copilot. This is the phase 1. We have a phase 2 that we will have several agents dedicated to specific activity. So me as a human, I can orchestrate an agent team, a team of agents on my side. And the ultimate phases on that is that you will be, in fact, a manager of agent on your side. Instead of managing people, you will managing agent, and each agent will be able to perform specific tasks. The future of AI is the way you will use the AI, because technically, I would say almost everything is here today. The most difficult thing is to be able to simplify the way and the access to this technology for everybody. That's why I find it was interesting to go in the engine and to understand how it works, because usually we say, okay, it's quite normal, okay, but there is many works there behind that. And yes, the phases is really to have, in fact, agent as we hire specific people in our company. In fact, in the future, we will probably hire agent who will have agent on us. That doesn't mean that we need no human at all at the end. But that just means that we need to transform the way you are using the technology, because I said in the demo, instead of calling consulting company to perform a research, I can use an agent to perform the research, but I need to check the result I get, because AI, usually it's better and better. It's we say that the AI, no matter the question you ask, the AI will always respond, even if something completely wrong. But the AI will respond you. So you need to double check what has been provided by the AI. But the future is based on agent, and I would say the future is based on this part, the part of the learn. The AI today is provided as is. If you are using an agent, you will have the agent that will give you result based on the knowledge the agent has learned from. But if you don't provide any additional information to the agent. He will always provide you response based on his knowledge. So the ultimate phases is to be able to train the model based on new data, on up-to-date data, or in your company on specific data you have in your company, and that's it's starting to be available in the company today. I just show you just that. From an agent perspective, we have agents at the beginning that are very simple, that are more chatbot. You put a question, you get an answer. I show that you have now Copilot. In fact, Copilot, it's not the name of the Microsoft product. It's really you have a Copilot that is beside you to help and work with you. That's why the name is really good. And the more advanced usage of agent is that you will have agents that are working alone and provide you a result alone, that we call autonomous agent, that will decide things. Autonomous vehicle, for example, Tesla and so on, it's an autonomous agent because he decides by himself. And we need today to be sure that we have the right decision by the vehicle. I will just show see if the model has finished. Still working. Oh, okay.
Still working.
Well, still working, but you won't see anything. Duplicate.
So we'll trust your own result.
Yeah. You need, but that's the result. So that's the result of what I've just entered as a prompt before. You have some specific table. It's not the same than the previous one I've generated, because if you are using AI, if you ask twice the same question, you will not have twice the same response. Globally, it's the same, but you won't have the same response. So if I go here, you will see I have more specific table within my document, and I can, this document, if I want, I can, we'll go below. And this document, I can open in Page and generate a Word document on that. So I just have this in my Copilot, and I'm just ask him to generate a Word document, and here it will generate a Word document, and I have a Word document completely useful for what I need to do. And again, I need to check if everything is relevant within my document. But at the end of the document, you will all the time have, and I don't know, maybe it's a new, but you always have the reference of the data that is provided in the document.
Merci, Marc. Have we got any more questions? No? We're over? Thank you very much, Marc. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.